Yeah, we'll get into the Class 2A preseason rankings here presented by ScoreStream. Again, we've talked about ScoreStream. Again, download the app on the Android or your iPhone and basically get ready to help us score the games this year. So score your game wherever you're going to be at. That on ScoreStream this year. So we've got that. We'll go 3 on the bubble here with Class 2A. Oak Hall, Florida, First Baptist out of Naples, and North Florida Christian. Class 2A, it's very interesting in Class 2A with these teams right now because there's a lot more teams back in the classification. Mm-hmm. It's given Class 2A basically a wider depth of teams, which is good because they were really hurting last year, for the last couple of years for teams. And this is now, there's a lot more teams. But still, a lot of the newer teams that are back in it, we're still kind of uncertain about right this second. Oak Hall and Seven Rivers, though, they might have a little bit of, because they've been a little bit competitive for the last couple of years, especially Oak Hall, 10-0 last year.
10-0, won a conference championship, and welcome back to the state playoffs. They can advance and be in the state playoffs, which, by the way, Oak Hall has never advanced to since they brought football back. This is the 13th year. Same for their rival across town, St. Francis. But they've got a really good. Who has never been in the postseason.
But Oak Hall, they've got a really strong.
Well,
coach.
And the thing, only thing you may want to worry about it. I had a chance to talk to Coach Steve Bernardo at the media day in Ocala, and we know him well because he's in Gainesville and we follow Oak Hall. But they lost, I think, 12 seniors from last year. For a team that goes mostly two ways.
But they did compete with PK Young, even though even though the score there was some competition with PK Young.
Oak Hall, Coach expects him to be good. Coach D expects him to be good, but they're going to have a lot of guys they need to replace there. But Oak Hall's excited about a chance to play in the state playoffs. That's something they haven't done since football's come back. And North Florida Christian, the fact that they're on the bubble is interesting because North Florida Christian usually is ranked. Usually they're the team that's up there playing for state championships. So that shows you where 2A is. And then North Florida Christian in Tallahassee is just always a powerhouse. And Naples First Baptist is a team we've been talking more and more about the last 5 years or so. That team is there every year.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Getting into the top 5 here, I think there's going to be no surprise with the number 1 team. Let's start 5, Northside Christian. Number 4, Cambridge Christian in Tampa. Number 3, Victory Christian. New coach there, Victory Christian, but a lot of people still expect Victory Christian to be all right, so I don't think we should see much. Champagnat out of Hialeah at number 2, no surprise there. And number 1, University Christian out of Jacksonville. There is no surprise there, and they actually start their season this week at Ben Lippen, South Carolina, so that's what's. For the Fighting Christians, it's no surprise. Number 1, they've got an interesting schedule a little bit. They're gonna play a couple out of state games starting again this week.
It's a playoff team in South Carolina they're playing,
and then Coffee, Georgia, which Robbie Pruitt,
right? They'll play him coming up. On September 15th, they'll travel to Douglas, Georgia to play. Then they go to Clearwater to play Superior Collegiate. Never heard of them.
That's
new
to me. A new team.
And they have Providence coming in for their home opener on the 25th. It's not a preseason game. They go to Columbia, South Carolina. And then later on down the line, they travel to Auburndale, Kingdom Prep. They go to Madison County and then end up with a game at home against Clay. So it's a pretty tough schedule to end. But University Christian, they're going for 3 in a row. And the top 2 you have there, that was the state championship game last year, University Christian and Champagnat. So we'll see if that will be the case again in Camping World Stadium come this December.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and dive into Class 3.